Alright, welcome back to Power Simulator 2, where we can't remember what I was doing last time. So, I've only got one job available though, so that narrows it down. Airship. Ooh, okay. Oh, it's the mayor again. Ugh. Just you've heard about all the disgraceful scenes at the site of that fisherman's statue. Way too much fuss over what is frankly the theft of a couple of chunks of coloured glass from a very old and very poor piece of art. Naturally, I responded immediately by sending my airship to reassure the gathering crowd. Between you and me, we were in the area anyway, notifying any desert-dwelling outliers of my victory in the county elections. So in other words, he used the airship to steal the jewels. We see where this is going, I think. I don't think you need too much imagination to see what's happened here. I need to remember there's a ladder outside. This is like Futurama rocket. Is that the homage here? Oh, there's an even bigger scaffold over the other side. Alright. Envelope dish. I don't know what that is, but sure. I also don't know why we're parked at the fairground now, or why this got dirty while it was out doing whatever it was doing. But whatever. We kind of don't ask questions, we just clean. This is very bright. This curious collage of befoulment must have thrown through some kind of dirt cloud. You were spotless when you took off. Really? Extra weight from the dirt, we're lucky to make it to reach recreational grounds in one piece. Is it because you stole some jewels, maybe, and this is your punishment? Just a thought. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. It would be a hell of a bait and switch if the mayor turned out to be a good guy the whole time. I really don't see that happening. Be careful I don't walk off the edge while I'm looking around here. I don't think I would get a good angle to clean directly on top from the scaffolding, so I do have to do this like standing on it. Pretty sure. Okay, and there's just a mount. Presumably I missed a bit down this side. Go. Good. That's the dish done. Envelope dish. Nice texture of this thing. Gold or green? No, I think gold just does clear things off better. I just need to get closer, really. The more looking down you do, then the slower you actually walk anyway, which is probably the safer thing to do when I'm up on top of this. A lot of this isn't going to clean properly until I'm on the ground anyway, because I'm going to have to get the other side of this nose ring. Worse, I guess. It's not sectioned up so that there's like a bit on top and a bit on the bottom. The panels are, but the ring is not. I think we just need to sit the scaffold directly in front of it at some point. Cool. So that's one panel down, and then the others are two sideways. Alright, well at least if we clean off what we can of the ring up here, we shouldn't have to come back up. That's the bandstand that we were doing earlier. So reusing this sort of iron, I guess you could call it. Should I just stand on that fish thing? We just do one strip at a time. Oh wait, is each of these a different panel? Maybe they are. Not quite, I don't think. Here's the break thing. It's almost clean at this point. Yeah, because in the side panel, this is top panel. Okay, so it's just the other side I must not have done properly yet. Interesting. So it's mostly just a case of cleaning big flat surfaces. It was possible, yeah. Maybe. There we go. Cool, and then as long as we do the top panels, I think we're in good stead, and then we can worry about doing the side panels from scaffolding, probably. Probably the safest way to do it. Best angle that way. Alright, with that in mind, let's keep going. I think maybe just work like front to back first. Don't have to worry about doing tidy lines or anything, we just want to clean the spine of it, and then work our way from one side to the other. Basically, I just wish that Dud had multiple top panels, like this sort of width track here, this with these two. I mean, this looks like a seam to me, so these should both be independent things anyway. Then even on the purple section, there's this width at the top. Right, and then we've also got a bin. We'll worry about the end of it elsewhere. Now, even the flat we'd probably do better from the scaffold or something. Ah, nice. So, get those hinges. They don't look very effective on that angle. I'm fairly sure both of those need to be in line. I don't think that's going to work very well. Almost felt myself slip off there. I could actually stand on the side to be able to get more of the top one anyway. So that's good. Well, or we could just fall off. That was bound to happen eventually. Up we go. Onto this one here. Right, let's just walk down onto this directly so we know where we're standing. Oh, 20%. Oh, that was actually quicker than I thought. I, for one, will not be blaming the security force for the heist victims. The elite unit and how anyone got past him was beyond imagination. Who? What? What are we talking about? I lost track already. Don't we all switch off from time to time? Or get paid off from time to time, probably, I'd be guessing. As a member of your security forces while you were stealing things. One of those cases where it's like, do I really need to accept jobs from the mayor? I should just have them blacklisted, surely. But it is a game and we must advance the plot. So I guess it's fine. What was it? 3? Yeah, there we go. Hold 3 to put the extension on. And it's still not quite enough to get all the way. Just find a better angle. Okay, well that's everything from this side that we can do. So now let's jump over here. Extension. Actually, you know what? While I've got the extension on, I may as well just do this, right? Rather than taking it off just to put it back on again later. And we're not steering directly into the sun, so that's nice. Hinge. hinge, rudder. And stabilizer. There we go. Cap I'm going to do underneath. Alright. Speed it off time now. Backwards. These will have to finish off on the underside and probably from behind on the scaffold. Move it closer. Hinge. We just got to do a good enough job on top. We don't feel we have to come back once we're doing things from below. Good. Cool, that's the top half of this part done. Now we can work our way down the sides, either side here. We want to make sure we minimum go to the point where it says side panel, but I can take it a little bit further even than that. I'm doing some of that in the ring as well. Take down to the next scene. You sort of get more fiddly down the bottom because there's going to be like the passenger area. At the moment it's just these big flat surfaces, it's just a giant balloon. And steering to the sun again. Need a polarized visor or something, surely. Haven't quite got enough on the top. There we go. There's something in the ridges. Right. Don't try and do the sides of the fins from here. I'll do it from the scaffold. Don't try and be cute. Just get it done. The thing with this that I'm trying to be better about is not just trying to get little things that I shouldn't really be trying to from strange angles because it's not impressive. I get bonus points. Right. Move from that side. Over here now. And what side do we think it's going to finish from? Probably the other side. So I think this side, I'll jump down and clean first. Finish off doing the sunny side. I suspect that's going to be the one that the time lapse is focused on. Okay, it still hasn't dinged. I think that's just the downside in using the green nozzle, perhaps. Might not have done quite as thorough a job as I needed to. What have I missed? Some little spots here and there, I think. Gold it is. I was trying to see if I see any bits that show up with the sun reflected to tell where I've missed things without actually using the sort of dirt finder. Can't really see much. Is it because of there's a sort of crevice here? And there's an upward angle to that? So is it something about over here? Along this line? Surely not. Nope. Okay, so what am I missing then? Which was a cube? Ah, there's just little spots. Really? They weren't even visible. Okay. That's what it took. Right, onto the scaffold, I think. So, we might actually need to move this a little bit closer. So maybe we jump off again, just to bring this much closer. And also it's the wrong way around. We've got arrows. Right. Next layer down, I think. I love this track. Needed to go a bit further back. Maybe it'll be forgiving enough. We also need to be like inside of that at some point as well. We don't have a smaller scaffold, but we do have a step ladder. So we just want to work our way down gradually. Vigorous music for a very chill game. Alright, we've done what we can from this point. Now we need to move this. This is why I don't like using the scaffolding, because you just got to move it so much, but it is handy. Okay, we went up way too high. Oh, it's spun around again. Okay, at least there's no fall damage. Alright, this time, let's just go up a couple of levels, because I think this is all we really need. So where does the side panel finish and the bottom panel begin? Further down, okay, so we're not going to be finishing that off here. Oh, we've got a big crest on this. Halfway along, I guess. New jobs available, alright. How soon can you get to fumarole, boss? This seized up cement mixer comes unstuck, or I do. I think we saw that drive past, didn't we, I think? Is that the one we saw at the gas station? It might have been. We're going to have to clean the inside, because that's not going to happen. Cement is very hard to get off too. That's going to be a tough one. That might be our first real challenge on the starting tools side of things. Cat is his crest. Interesting. Alright, move this along here. And in fact, if we can get it on a bit of an angle, perhaps. Are we too far away, or are we good? I think we might be good. We're going to have to go, like, right at the front as well. A longer extension would certainly help. We're not going to get side panel there. You can see that it was a bit slapdash finishing off that bit from the top. That's why it's best not to try. Probably get all the way around. Just work for the ring towards back. Yeah, this is the front. Almost halfway, which does make sense given that we've done a little bit over the top and we're doing this entire side. Don't get as far down as that line there. Okay, now front perhaps. Of course, just leave the front. I think that works. So you can do the nose cone. So I'm guessing that the time-lapse view will be from the left-hand side. Oh, nose panel. Alright, good. Of course, this is in sequence too. Alright, well, we'll get the rest of those in the bottom. Anchor point. We're not quite far enough over to get the same angle there. That's fine. We'll do the rest from below. You can pop into Boop You. Get out to buy your snake. Get food. Alright. That's a new one. Just heading out to buy my snake there. It's not something you get in New Zealand, that's for sure. Not allowed to own snakes here. Hope you have a lovely stream. Thank you. I'm not sure how much more we'll do other than just this airship, to be honest. It's a big one. I should have time for something else, especially just a cement mixer maybe. It doesn't seem like it should be too bad. Famous last words. It'll be tough, but it won't be big. It's only so long that it can take, even using the gold. Even if I have to use the red, it only takes so long. Scratching away at cement. Interactive SD2, exactly. Reptiles are nice, but the only ones we get are in zoos. You get like specific reptile houses. It's too cold for them to be in the wild anyway. Turtle would be nice though. I always like turtles. I take so many photos of them when I'm in Japan. Okay, so the side panel goes all the way down to the gondola. Is that what that thing's called? I guess that makes sense. What else are you going to call it, I suppose? Fuselage, like on a plane, maybe? Cabin? I want to see cabin, personally. Come on, side panel. Yay! Oh, that's the underside panel. The side panel is not... Oh, there we go. Just had to swing across. I never remember to take little hand and drinks breaks or anything. And maybe skip the rest of this music because it's a bit creepy. Oh, this is a good one. Bossa Nova rhythm. It's really nice for power washing too. Valve. Okay. I guess that makes sense. There's too much pressure inside. Then how would you get more gas back in again? Is that just where you pump it up? Pump up the jam? I'd have thought that would have been protected inside somewhere, not just hanging outside the back like a party balloon. This isn't an air mattress. Around to there. And the side panel. I'll just go. This probably wraps all the way around, doesn't it? Yeah, that makes sense. This is the halfway here. So we do slightly over halfway. Going to do the rest from the other side. Now I've got the engines as well. Back first. We're just going to have to stand on a lot of these. Can I get up? No, I cannot quite get up onto it. Beams of some sort. Cabin, presumably. I'm just going to keep calling it cabin instead of gondola. To me, a gondola is something that either rides on rails, not rails, rides on a cable up a hillside, or it gets pushed by a singing dude in Venice. It's one of the two. Being suspended underneath an airship, to me, is not a gondola. I'm sure it is the correct term, that's why I've used it, but the great thing about the English language is you can kind of pick and choose. 60%. Hello, Mayor. Let me be real honest, the statue's practically worthless now, so there's 0 point in the security force hanging around. In other words, you're just trying to save on budget. Is that what it is? Sell the jewels to make money, save on budget by not hiring anyone. Won't miss paying to get that darn statue cleaned every single day. Well, it shouldn't need to be cleaned every single day. That's a bit absurd. I will agree with you on that. That is a little bit on the wastage side of things. What's with the handprints on the, whatever that is, side panel bit? Like a cargo hatch or something? What's with the handprints? Bottom the whole way around while I can. Why not? Do the railing as well. Work their way back across. Also, I suspect what I should also do is just stand up or just crouch instead of being prone. Yeah, because now there's this bit just shadowed by the railing, and in fact if we go all the way up then we can look down on more dirt on the railing. Yeah, we'll show up on the time lapse for a little bit if it's on that side while we're at least doing this. We'll get underneath here. Now, so now roll again. They're parking this on grass. Should have parked it on a runway or something. Just saying. Something that would drain better. This grass is not going to be happy. It's going to be bit too overwatered. So close to it. You can get away with the green. Backside of the railing. And this part of the engine, because why not? Because I'm the best place to get that angle, so. Oh, and then there's the front wheel. Oh, yeah, the underside done. Nice. Yeah, perfect. Now let's work our way around on this. That should be the frame done. Might need to do it from a top angle on the other side. I'm not sure. Nope. Perfect. Good. Now, these tyres, presumably I haven't done it from the rear side. Let's get this engine panel done. See from underneath. Ah, yes, I have not done the rear side of the landing gear at all. That would explain that. Good. I'm missing something. The top. There we go. Good. Now the mount. Good. And then I think we need at least just the little step ladder, probably. Yep, perfect. Let's just do the rear bit. Do the front side we'll do later, but we'll at least get the rear panel and this part of the engine and stuff done. Don't worry about everything that we see from in front separately. Let's just stand on the ladder maybe? Yeah, okay. Nice. See it from here, we'll do it, and if not, we'll get it from the other side. Guessing I have to finish this off right over here. That's a bit on top that I probably haven't done either. And also, I'd like to have the cowl being fully. No such luck. Come on. I'm not seeing anything else maybe on it. Ah, right at the top there. There we go. Alright. Nice. Please stop saying just nice. That's it. It is my favourite emoji, so. What a good rhythm. Let's get top. Grab the larger step ladder to do the top. Turbine. Sometimes it's just a case of like, hold it still, then just jump and just let the momentum of the jump carry it up. And that gets on the nice, the underside. Side, and the lights. There's the intake panel. Guessing what that is. Let's just grab the there's no need to try and do it without using ladders at all. It's just easy to do that. Oh, cowling is not quite done underneath, is it? No, must be something up. If I could climb the ladder, that would be good. Must be something up here. No? Yes. Right, we're not going to get the orange bonus for engine until we've done the other side as well. There's a bit of a curve up the top there, isn't there? Yeah, okay. I should have done that from the scaffolding. I can move the step ladder there. Let's just do that. Okay. And here. To at least be able to get this done. Maybe some more around the front here. This is a good way to just get in and do that little niche in there. Good. Let's get you out of the way so I don't just run into you all the time. Doing the camera, okay. Yes, that makes sense. Feels comically oversized, but okay. How big is the sensor in this thing? They're just flying around with the hubble underneath us, don't mind us. Nice. A valve at the front, so it has multiple compartments, wouldn't it? Doing far too much on the front for not having finished the cabin. But never mind. Maybe that's fine. Maybe we just finish off doing panels before we then work on the cabin overall. I think that's fine. We shouldn't be doing the bottom one first. We should be doing the side one instead, but never mind. Let's finish this side entirely if we can. Oh, there's the other fins as well. Interesting how the nomenclature changes. We've got body and panel, whereas this is a panel as opposed to a body. Make it fine. I mean, I'd call it a body panel personally. I'd call these things hatches, but never mind. Okay, I'm glad for the side hatches though, because they give me extra dings. There we go. So that's all the sides done. We'll just work our way up to the middle. Cool. Now, so we needed the fins, that's alright. We need to do these. Fins in the rear. I'm going to need to stand on something. Step ladder. Probably not close enough though. No reason not to get right up here. Since we're having a longer extension, would be handy. Also, I'm surprised I don't have the scissor lift in this. I've got 2 scaffolds of varying heights. Assuming they're even varying heights and not just 2 the same height, I feel I should have a scaffold and a scissor lift. The idea being that the scaffold is always the thing that gets me on top, and then the scissor lift is the thing that gets me like closer to the underside of the fins and things like that. It's a bit strange. But since we've got it here, we can use it to do this. Voila. just need to move it slightly closer, I think, as well. If I can. I'll be able to move it a little bit closer anyway before it hits the fins. Stop automatically. Just leave it on the same orientation when I pick you up, please. It's really annoying how it moves. That's black part of the fin. Probably do a lot of the rest of this stuff from the step ladder, but I haven't just missed seeing a scissor lift somewhere, have I? No, there is indeed not a scissor lift. There's another ladder. Right, I know that that wouldn't work very well on grass, but it was on grass at the Art Deco house, I think, where we first saw it, so... yeah, press it. And this side... should be able to get the rudder and hinges done, at the very least. Stabilizer flat. There we go. I was thinking it was going to make me go side on to get in the groove at the back. I'll have to do the underside of the fin, be the other thing remaining. Okay, and then that one's done. This one here. You can fire through the gap. It doesn't have collision, that's good. There we go. That gets us closer than the ladder would. So that's handy. I'll do it on the front part of it. That'll have to be if we move it around to the side. Which I mean we do need to do, so let's really get the whole side done. So we need the front of that one done, I think. Alright, I think that's all I can expect to do from there. And I can't easily move it closer. Do this bit here, and that should get the tail panel done. Yep, good. And the underside panel done. Parkour. Hello, DG, what are you doing hosing down the airship in the middle of recreational grounds? I don't know, because I'm being paid to. Ask the mayor, he parked it here. Spreading flicks back onto the bandstand. I can't afford any beautification this close to the festival. Well, I'll try. Or you could just pay me to clean it again. You know. Just saying. Oh no, what a shame. Yes, okay, that I think is all we do from here. Engine's done, fin's done. It's just this fin here. So now it is... Oh, I just realized I put it in where the fin is actually inside the scaffolding. That's funny. It let me do that. I appreciate that it'll let me do that. Let's bring you around here. That's nice and close. Yeah, actually I'm going to mix it up. I love it when something cleans when I expect it to. It's very satisfying. It's not just the ding itself, it's what the ding represents. It represents a job well done. But yes, I cleaned this as well as I could, to the point that it completed sometimes earlier than I expected, because of how generous the algorithm is on working out. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it's like, yep, no, you haven't cleaned that. Don't worry about these specks that are practically invisible to the naked eye. I'm not going to give you that. And other times it's pretty generous. Let's do this here. Yeah, this is where the scaffolding is a tad tedious, just having to move it along all the time, but It would be better if this had been in a hangar with like an entry around the sides where I could just have a consistent, just walk around the entire face of it. Missed a few spots where I can't tell because I'm just being dazzled by the sun reflection. Nope. Oh, next one down, okay. I was thinking if that was where it was going to ding. Implementation. Alright, there's the logo. Next layer down. It's better to do it from here, not quite the ground. Okay, I'm struggling to reach back there. Fine, the ground it is. I was a little bit worried that I hadn't been rigorous enough further up on that panel, but it gave it to me anyway. That underside. Good. Ring. Excellent. The other half of this side panel. Just going to union as well. Step ladder over as well to do the top bridge. Lights. Front panel. Side panel. Let's bring you over here so I can get up and go off, of course. Right, extension off. Is there a bit underneath as well, or yeah? Okay, I think that's it for the engine, though. Is it not? But I didn't see like a gold bonus for doing all the engine components. I'm not sure if I should have either, to be fair. Kind of expected that I would, but unless there's something I'm missing with how that bonus gets awarded. What am I standing? What? I just started like going up into the air on nothing. Huh? Okay, I'm confused. I don't know what happened there, but it was fun, but I couldn't replicate it. Could probably have put it closer. I can probably get more from the ground anyway. So we can get the rest of this ring. Go down. Don't try and get everything from this level when you know that you can go down further. Just get everything you need from this layer first. And take it all the way to the end. That's what to try and achieve. Good. Got the ring. So I don't have to use the scaffolding again. That's great. We want to get to the point that we can see that envelope is just completely done. We already did the underside. And now we're missing a little bit. Oh, okay. Wasn't so bad. From this layer here, we can actually do into that little cleft there. That's the side panel, and then this is the underside panel. There's the seal. We can get a little bit closer to do the rest of the panel properly. And there we go, plus 50 for doing the envelope. Excellent. What do we have left, I wonder, because I don't have a checklist. Oh, a lot of these are kind of, yeah, so it's on the front window, so they are separate. Oh, body and panel, nice. We'll leave the door. Those are removed from the pool of things that might prevent me from getting a checklist. There's the window, side body. Right, so what is it? The side windows, the side panel. Maybe we do that side panel with the handprints last. Yeah, I'm going to do that one last instead. Door window, railing. Handle, door, railing, good. And then the body. There's still no checklist though. There's other things I've just missed little bits of, presumably. There we go. Envelope dish. Really? Stabilizer flap and side panel. Oh, this flap isn't quite done. Ah, there we go. And then a side panel is also... Oh yeah, the side panel I knew about. The envelope dish not done. Really? Oh, so it isn't. Oops. And fall straight back to earth. There we go. Just a few bits that I'd missed on this side. Good. And then side panel with its sinister handprints. What's the mystery here? Job complete. New items available. Yep, I was right about the angle of the time-lapse. So I just disappear and leave a ghost behind periodically as well, which is a bit weird. And then just float in midair. Excellent work, Dirt Finder. Next stop, my airship, the wonderful industrial town of Futurama, to kick off my tour of the county. I'm glad to get one out of the way. They love me there, of course, but they're very in your face, which is why I'll be remaining 4,000 feet up. And don't think I've forgotten about my cat. You'll be hearing from my lawyers. We'll see. Our bank balance is very nice and round, isn't it? 2,000 P points and $8,500. Lovely. Let's go to home base.